Hey guys, Harsh here, back in video. So as you can see, I have total of 6 cars in front of me. Technically more if you count the ones in the background, but that is irrelevant. So this is sort of a showcase video, and what I have done over here is grabbed every single Formula 1 to 43 scale car from Bburago which they have produced for the 2022 Formula 1 season. And in this video basically I am going to talk about how they have improved their quality and the addition of new cars as well. First of all, starting with these 3 over here which they have produced ever since they started producing F1 models, and the ones at the back as well, and compare them a bit with their last year's counterpart. So starting off with our top 3 version, which is the Ferrari, Red Bull and the Mercedes, and as you know they have been produced since the start of the 1 to 43 scale Bburago models, and they have really improved their quality over the years. As you can see, they look pretty nice as well, although the design of the cars are now a lot simpler than the previous version. I am just going to show you that in the Mercedes over here as well. So this is I think the W13 which is for the 2022 season, and up here I have the W12 which was for the 2021 season. So as you can see how different the cars actually are, with the notable exception of the livery as well. As you can see, it is in its iconic black livery, and they reverted back to their silver arrows livery for the 2022 season. The design of the front end plate and the bargeboard area is now a lot simpler. As you can see, for the 2021 season it is a lot more complicated, so there are a lot of details missing on this particular version of the car. But for the 22 version you can see it is a lot simpler now, and a very easy job for the diecast models to recreate them onto the scale models. Now in terms of detail, they have added one another thing, which is the tire wall painting. I don't know what it is called particularly, but as you can see on the tire wall, as usual we get our tire compound, white for hard, yellow for medium and red for soft. So what Bburago have done is over the years that they have not painted the inside of the tire well as well, but for the 22 version as you can see they have done it pretty well, and this really adds a very nice detail to the car. And obviously for the 21 season as you can see it is missing on both the tires, so pretty nice to see that they are moving in the right direction. Also, if you look at the suspension for the previous year, you can see it is just a complete mess over here, but if you look at the next version then you can see it is a lot more detailed now, which is basically the case for all the cars over here that I have. Now if you take a look at the Red Bull over here, then you can see it is not much different from its counterpart, and the main reason I bought this one is because of the final design change. So I had this previous Red Bull model over here. As you can see, this is I think, yeah, so this is the RB14 and this is the RB18 I believe, so 4 years apart both of them. And as you can see on the front wing it is now a lot simpler than the previous version that we have so far. As you can see we had these separate end plates as well, but right now as you can see it is just a simple piece, very nice to replicate in a scale model. And the livery basically is same for the Red Bull over the years. As you can see there is no change at all apart from the sponsors on the car, as you can see. Now if you talk about the other thing, let me just bring up my 2 old models. Is you may have noticed that Bburago always tend to use the medium compound tire for their race models, but with the 22 version what they have done is gone all out and prepared some cool models with different tire compounds. So as on the Mercedes I have shown you, it is with the white hard compound tire. Then on the Red Bull we have the yellow normal medium compound tire, also on the Ferrari and its special edition, and for the McLaren over here we have the soft compound tire. And coming to the next part, as you know Bburago has released cars from 2 other teams as well, which is the Alfa Romeo, as you can see over here in its very nice white and red livery, and one from the McLaren which is this orange car without any sponsors, and because of the legal issue it is just a simple flat car without any major sponsors on it, so it is looking a bit empty right now. Basically as you can see it is with the soft compound tire, so this is a very nice addition to the Bburago collection. And as of making this video I think they have also added the Alpine team as well, so more than half of the grid is now covered with Bburago models, and in the future I believe by 24 or 25 we will have the full grid from Bburago, so can't wait for that to happen. So we have total of 6 cars that are released by Bburago. It would be 12 if we count the number 2 drivers as well. As you can see I have the cars of the number 1 drivers over here. Not sure about the Lewis Hamilton one, but I think surely he was the number 1 driver for the 22 season. Also we have the special Monza edition for Ferrari over here as well, and the drivers actually had to wear the yellow suits, so that is also depicted in its cockpit as well. As you can see looks pretty nice, although this model as you can see have some issues going on with the halo over here. due to its misalignment, as you can see. So maybe in the future model I think they can work on their alignment, because the addition of detail is quite solid over here. Now there are quite a few rooms of improvement. So this is my Bburago 1243 Red Bull. I also have the Mini GT version over here as well, and if you look at both of them, then you can see that they basically are the same. But if you start to take a closer look at it, then you will really find the differences between them. So in the Bburago one, as you can see, the suspension is not that much detailed for a scale of this particular size, but for the Mini GT over here, as you can see, it is a lot more detailed, and it is in a smaller scale as well. So I think Bburago should be able to mimic that quite easily. Also, if you look at these flaps over here, they are in its original carbon fiber finish look with the Hard Rock Cafe logo, and in the Red Bull it is just a simple black surface over here, as you can see. So these small details should be added so that it can be the best car there is, but obviously that would drive up the cost of this particular model, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. Also, there are some defects on the Mini GT version as well, such as the missing of the paint on the inside ring over here, as you can see. So I think all in all, the Bburago models have some places where they can improve their quality, but I don't think that they would be able to do that while keeping the price of the car same. Maybe in the future, when the manufacturing becomes more lenient, then they might be able to do that. One more improvement that they have done over here is with the exhaust system. So this is the previous version exhaust system. You can see it is just a simple black stub sticking out, but for their 2022 season, as you can see, the black stub is still there, but with a hole inside it. It is not that deep, but still gives a very nice look to the car itself. Also, the addition of the light would be good to see in the future models. As you know, Mini GT have already done that in a very nice way, as you can see. So maybe adding that would be the next step for Mini GT, because every year they add some sort of details in the car and making them at the same price. So maybe these are some things that we can see in the future model that are improved over the years. As you can see, if we take a look at the cars from 4 years ago and the car from 1 year ago, then you can clearly see the quality difference between them. The driver is not present there because this is the version without the driver, so just don't pick on that. But overall, the detail of the car, as you can see, is quite a bit changed over the years. You can see the panel markings on the newer version are now a lot clearer, as you can see, and they were basically non-existent in the older versions. And overall, I think the car looks pretty nice as well, because I really didn't like this car. This is, I think, from 2018 or 19, I believe. So this was the first or second year where the Halo was introduced first. But for the older car, I think the cars from 2021, I really like them more than the 2022 cars. So maybe that's because of the bias, but still they both look very nice in their respective fields. So overall, a pretty good year to be a Bburago Formula 1 collector because of these new additions of the car. And right now for the 2022 season, they have cars from 5 different teams, which is half of the grid. So I think that's a pretty good deal if you are looking for Formula 1 collection that are quite cheap and in good quality as well, which are durable as well. So you can gift them as toys as well. So that's pretty nice also. Now, if I were to rank them, then I would think that this car, the Alfa Romeo C42 from Valtteri Bottas, looks absolutely stunning in its red and white livery. And as you can see, they did a pretty good job at painting the tire wall white as well. So this really matches with the livery of the car and gives a very nice look to it all around. And this could have been done for the Ferrari as well, because if you look at the Ferrari over here, most of the text on the car is written in white. So instead of adding the yellow wall tire, they could have had the hard compound tire, and that would have looked very nice as well. So I will just give you a glimpse of it on how it looks like. So I can just remove the tire from this particular car. It is quite easy to do so, and replace it with the hard tire. So now if you look at it, I think this looks better than the yellow wall compound tire. But right now I have noticed that if you were to put the yellow compound, then it would match with the wheel hub in the middle, as you can see. But still, I think the hard compound tire looks better on the Ferrari. If you have any other opinion, just do let me know in the comment below. And as for the Mercedes from which I stole the tire from, I think it will look good in any of the tire, but still I would prefer, I think, the white wall tire. And if you talk about the Red Bull, I think any tire could work on it, or I should say that any tire wouldn't match its livery, so it wouldn't matter which tire is onto the car. And for the McLaren, I think the red wall tire is good enough. Medium or hard will be a bit strange on it because of its livery. And as for the Alfa Romeo, I have already said that it looks absolutely perfect in this particular. Adding any other tire would just destroy the look of this car. And also what I have observed is that if you look at the car version, it is actually from the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. So if I just grab the box over here for this particular car, you can see the design and the sponsors that were on the car were taken from the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. So any other changes after that Grand Prix not have been reflected onto the car, so just keep that in mind. And that is the same case with this McLaren over here as well. It is from the Australian Grand Prix, which is quite neatly written on the back there as well. Not on the Alfa Romeo, don't know why. For this particular version they had their most basic car without any upgrades. So there it is guys, the Bburago Formula 1 1/43 scale 2022 collection, and hopefully I will get all the cars from the 2023 season as well and do a review of all of them at the end of this coming year. So thanks for watching the video guys, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I have separate videos on all of these cars, so I will just link them all in the description box below so you can check that out as well. So as always, I will catch you all in the next one.